equations, expressions, and inequalities. Today's I can statement is I can solve a one-step equation and I can solve a two-step equation. These are very simple. We're not seeing too many crazy things going on in this problem, but you're going to learn the steps of how to solve for x, right? Well, what is the goal when solving an equation? Let me make sure my board is good for y'all. Awesome. Okay, what is the goal when solving for equation? The goal. Meaning, like, what is the end goal? What do we want to see? We want to see the variable equals something. In this case, the variable is x. Variable is a letter that represents a number, right? So we want it to say this, x equals a number. That's the end goal. Well, let's figure out the steps to get there. First, well, let's go over what are terms, right? What are terms? We have to combine our terms in order to do that. We see there's a lot going on here. We really have to simplify this down. Looking at this, how many terms do we have? I'll help you with that. Terms. We have variables. That's one term, our x terms, right? So I'm going to just go ahead and box that. Variables. Do you see any more x's on the page? No. So we can't really add anything to this. But you do see more numbers or terms. Then we just have our regular number terms, right? So I'm going to underline them. We need to get them all together. We have a lot, so we have two numbers spread out. We have to get them all together. So the first step I'm going to do is split this down the middle. And now we're going to combine our like terms, or we want to get our variable on one side of the equal sign. How I like to remember that is, well, our variable here is an x, and well, we want our x's on one side of the equal sign, we are on the other, right? So what is on this side of the equal sign that we want to move over? A term. You got it, the 9. The 9 is by our x, we need to get rid of it. To get rid of something, this is plus 9. We need to do the opposite. So if this is plus 9, we need to do minus 9. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Now you might be asking why. Because you got to think of this like a scale. If I were to just take this away, it wouldn't make much sense. So it's a scale to keep our equation balanced, which is our goal throughout the whole time, is we must do what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So if I took away the 9 to get rid of it, I basically moved it over here, right? I changed the sign, I did the opposite to make that a 0. Now it's not there anymore, but I had to do the same thing over here. So now we can drop everything down. So first, I identified my terms. First, I identified my terms. Second, I wanted to put my x on one side, right? So I had to keep my x on one side. One side. Here. So now I just have, I'm dropping everything down. 1/2 x, that is a full term in itself. Let's do this. Got rid of that, equals 13 minus 9. What's 13 minus 9? 4. 1/2 x equals 4. Well, now we have to isolate our variable. When I say isolate your variable, when you say isolate something, that means you have to get it alone by itself. We want it just to say x equals something, right? Not 1/2 x equals something. So in order to do that, this says 1/2 times x. Remember, we do the opposite. So what's the opposite of 1/2 times x? Right, we need to divide it by 1/2. Trick, if we divide by a reciprocal of a number, meaning there's a 1 on the top, we can just multiply, we can just divide by 2, right? So divide by 1/2, we got rid of it. We have to divide by 1/2. Okay, so 4 divided by 1/2, we're multiplying, right? So 4 divided by 1/2 is the same as 4 times 2. What's 4 times 2? 8, you got it. All right, so we have x equals 8. That is our answer. So then we isolated our variable. Isolated x. Does it say x equals something? Yes, and then we boxed our answer. So this might be new to you, so I'm gonna just recap our steps and walk you through what I just did. I have 1/2 x, that is a full term in itself. I boxed that. I found my terms, right? Step 1, I found my terms. Then I needed to combine my terms, so I'm just putting them all, grouping them all together. So I had to move this 9 over here. Well, to get rid of it here, we do the opposite of add, we subtract. 9 minus 9, 13 minus 9. Why? Because it's like a scale. We have to keep it balanced the whole time, right? So now I can drop everything down. I have 1/2 x equals 4. Now I have to what? I kept my x on one side, right? That third step, we have to isolate x, get it all by itself. We need to get rid of that 1/2. Well, that says 1/2 times x. To get rid of 1/2 times x, we have to divide it by 1/2. 1/2 times x divided by 1/2, you'll just get x by itself. 4 divided by 1/2, well, we know when you divide by a fraction with 1 on the top, all you have to do is multiply by that bottom number. So 4 divided by 1/2 is the same as 4 times the denominator, 2. 4 times 2 is 8. X equals 8. This means that we can even guess and check our answer. That means that if x equals 8, if I put an 8 in for this x, then it would be, it would all work out. The equation would be true, right? It has one answer, it's an equation. Let's try it out. So 1/2, I'm subbing in that 8 for the x, plus 9 equals 13. I'm guessing and checking, I'm checking my answer. If x equals 8, well, let's see if that's correct. What is 1/2 times 8? 4. 4 plus 9 equals 13. What are we gonna do? Combine like terms, right? So 4 plus 9, that's 13, equals 13. Is that true? Yes, so we got our answer right. Awesome job. Okay, so get to work. If you have any questions, come into the Zoom hours and we will walk you through how to solve these equations. Make sure that you're understanding it. If you have questions, ask now, because this is a huge building block onto what we're doing next. And it will just build on top of each other. So this is new, it's okay. We are gonna learn together and I'm excited for our next lesson. See y'all later.